Hello to Diwata. Happy International Women's Day. And hello to the Mining Luncheon. This is your stock watch for today. Let me start by saying that if I were a rich man, then I probably wouldn't have to bother doing a lot of work savings and investing. All day long, I would bitty bitty but if I were a wealthy man. But if not, I better save up and plan for the future. And uh, I better hope that I have a wise mother or wife or daughter who could coach me how to work harder and smarter and to make good investments in mining and minerals. So let's see what the investment world has for us today. We need to calculate our expenses for age of 60 to 90. Everyone has to save money for retirement. And you need to check uh, what are the needs of the family and all my descendants as well. So smart move is to check how are my savings as of now. Mm, and also, how's my salary and other income from now till age 60? Will it be sufficient? So that's the question. If you check and it's not sufficient, oh no, the expenses for the future are not fully covered. So therefore, you need to look at your bank savings, which are growing only at 1%. Then you need to look at any money that you have in government bonds, which are now growing at 6%, at least in terms of yield. That's very good already. But with inflation and all, you want your money to be growing more than 6%. Try for 10. But when you get into stocks, that's when you have sometimes positive, sometimes negative results by the end of any given year. So really your defense with stocks is to be investing in 20 or more. 30 is good. And then invest for 10 or 20 years. Then you have a good chance of getting a positive result. At least for Philippine stocks, the average is 9% for the past 10 years, for the past 20 years, or for the past 30 years. It's consistently 9% growth, whether the economy is moving up or down. Really, if it's a long-term time horizon, then you get the best of the growth in the economy, including some negative years, which can be canceled out by the growth. So let's look at the prospects in the world today. And unfortunately, the global economy is forecast to be declining in growth to 2.7% this year, even for the advanced economies, because they're hurt in terms of energy costs and infrastructure. They're declining to 1.1% growth this year, 2023. And even the emerging markets and developing economies are going to be forecasting flat growth. But not all is lost because not all economies are weak. If you look at emerging and developing Asia, there still is 5% plus growth in parts of Asia, having to do with large populations. They need to feed themselves. They need to build more schools, houses. And so, because they have greater needs and there's tremendous demand for goods. So Asia is still growing. And if therefore the economy in Asia is moving up, well, companies in Asia will make profits. Therefore, their stock prices will move up. Now, if I invest in shares via funds, then if the funds move up, my portfolio benefits. And my money has a chance to grow more percent per year than otherwise, than if I were to do nothing. So where can I put money? One possible way of deciding is to put money in the biggest economy. That would be Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. Or I could go put money in the highest GDP per capita. That would be Singapore, Brunei, Malaysia. Or I could go for a smaller economy but has good growth prospects. That would be Vietnam, Philippines, Laos, Cambodia. The gross domestic product of the ASEAN countries are forecast to keep growing consistently all the way to 2027. They are a safe bet. Invest in ASEAN as a whole. How do I try it out? Well, buy shares of stock of ASEAN companies, including mining and minerals. and buy investment funds containing stocks of good companies in ASEAN, even if they belong to other industries outside of mining and minerals. For example, telecom and energy have good prospects. And then open an international brokerage account, put in some dollars, make decisions, invest some money, uh, take a risk, and wish and hope that your money will be wisely invested. Um, the way you do that is you invest it in a fund that is riding an economic trend. Um, and also to invest long term, meaning 10 to 20 years. If you hold on to the investment for 10 years, chances are, in fact, 92% of the chances say that you will get a positive growth rate per year for that 10-year period. Within the 10-year period, you might have 2 bad years, but they will be canceled out by the 8 good years. The same is true with investing for 20 years. You might have uh, 4 bad years within the 20, but the other 16 good years will cancel out the negative effects of the declines. So you still would have 99% chances of getting a positive growth rate per year. That's diversification plus long-term time horizon is your best bet for investing your nest egg so that it will be ready for by the time you're 60 and keep on growing until you're 90. And you can leave some goodies behind for the children and grandchildren. Well, thank you for your kind attention. Should you have any questions, feel free to email me your questions at agillis@carillonpartners.net. Thank you, and regards again to the Mining Luncheon and to Diwata. Cheers.